Alright, so today I want to talk to you guys about your transverse abdominis activation, which is our lower core. So when we say the word core, what we actually mean is not just your abdominal muscles, but we want your back muscles as well. So essentially we want to get both activating together to give us a more neutral position. So abdominal muscles are what round us or flex, and our back muscles extend. So we're trying to get both to get that middle ground. So we have Ree here today to help demonstrate for you guys. We want to just activate the core in general as a whole, but essentially it really helps lying down, something you can do at home to get that activation. So TA sits in this very low abdominal region, and how we sort of test if it's working is we come in, so that those front hip bones, so if we feel them on Rihanna just through here, we come just slightly in and slightly down. So one way to help really feel the TA activate is we actually squeeze through back passage or anus. So if she squeezes through there, I can already feel that her TA muscle in particular pushes up into my hand, so we know that switches on. So TA is very good just to help support low back, pelvic floor. This is the main one we want to be on when we're doing big weightlifting, bending over, picking up the kids, any of your general stuff, we want this on to support the lower back. In saying that, we've got the rest of our core or the abdominal muscles up through here that we want switched on too. And this is where we come into a bit more of our pelvic tilt as well. So TA being nice and easy to activate. So if we say just squeezing back passage or anus, that switches it on. But I also want you thinking, so if we've got both hip bones through here, so if you picture the two bony prominence at the front, we're coming in and sort of down. So if you imagine those two bony points coming towards each other and down, we sort of curl in, and that's essentially getting that abdominal to work. What we want to do with this is we don't want to overflex, but we also want to get that flattening and that neutral of the spine. So she's not lifting up like we're doing a sit-up, we're finding that in between just to get that straight back. So if we can see here, so maybe put your arms up. So if we can see, so if she does a pelvic tilt for us and arches through here, so this is essentially turning those back muscles on, and she's bending, so we're jamming all through the back, which we don't want. So if we can get her pushing down and flattening through that back by squeezing through here, we're getting flatter, and I can't get under as much. So if we just demonstrated that again, so she tilts all the way out, so this is that anterior tilt that most of us sit in. Maybe that's because our hip flexors are too tight, our quads are too tight, back's not doing enough. We're trying to tilt our hips down and flattening through squeezing through the core. So we're doing the hip bones towards each other and in. But then another thing we want to think about is our upper core. So this is the easy one to activate, and it generally switches on itself. But if we can see here, her ribs are sort of flaring out a little bit. So if we get her to sort of arch again, we can see how here sticks out. So another cue that we love in Pilates is ribs to spine. So if we think about that, she's just trying to tuck them in under, perfect, as well as that she's flattening through her back. So she could almost flatten just a little bit more, squishing down, better. So you can feel lowers engaged, and now her ribs are tucked down a little bit as well. So that is her core activation. So this is an exercise for you guys. We want to see if we can just hold this position, because this is actually quite hard to keep activating. So 10 seconds, can we get her holding that? Can we do it without using our legs to increase the tilt? And once she can do that, we want to get her breathing and doing that, because essentially this is all well and good to do this, but a lot of people will hold their breath and really bear down and hold. And then once you get to the breathe, everything deflates. So as an exercise for at home, cool, can we hold it? Can we hold it for 10 seconds? Great. Can we hold it now while we do 3 deep breaths? So breathing in for me. Good, nice. So whether or not you can see that on the camera, she's keeping all of this tight and engaged. She's doing a great job. And then if you wanted to progress that further, so end range is a dead bug, which we won't even get Ree to demonstrate, but essentially next easy progression from here, once she can do the holding, once she can do the deep breathing comfortably, maybe we just go ahead and lift one leg up into tabletop. If she can keep all of that engaged with just hovering here, amazing. We can challenge it and do sort of a heel tap down and back up while she's still trying to keep this down. And this might be enough. Maybe she can only do 3 and we need a break, we need to stop, we need to reset, go again. Swap to the other side. Maybe she can do multiple and we do sort of 6 a side has a break, reset, and you do 3 rounds of that. If that's really easy for her, depending on the person, maybe we challenge it and we do it again, but we go down into a straight leg. So she's still getting the support and can kind of cheat a little bit with this leg if we need, making sure she's still keeping everything engaged. If all of that's really easy and she's doing a great job, we can actually hover up into tabletop. So can we lift both legs up? And this can be really challenging for people. So you can see core's really engaged now to keep those legs up. She's doing really well. She's still keeping that back flat as well. So maybe we practice holding here, which is quite hard. We might need more of a break to reset. If she's fine with that, we then do our heel taps while she's hovering in that tabletop. Everybody's different. So pick what kind of works best for you. And I always do maybe try for 3 with each leg first. So you're doing a round of 3 each, and then we progress that up to a round of 6 each, a round of 10 each, and maybe getting up to 12 if we can. So then ideally your long-term goal's 3 rounds of 12 of the leg movements. And then when she's really good, you can get into a dead bug, which, can you do a dead bug?
I have
No idea? All right, let's challenge her. Bring both legs up to 90 and go arms up straight ahead of you. So we're trying to do opposites. So you're trying to straighten out this leg while you straighten that one. Nice, back up and swap to the other side. Good, and that's a dead bug. And you can see here, you can come back down because that was hard work. See, she cheated a tiny bit there with that leg coming in forward. That's just telling us it's maybe a tiny bit too advanced for now, and we'd regress her back to one of them. Okay, try all of those. Start with just the holding and breathing. It's harder than you think, and give it a go.